Hello, welcome to Making It Better Me Day 141 update. Today was Monday and it was holiday, Victoria Day, and had a few things on the go today. So let's get right at it and talk about it. So this morning we get up and Leanne and I went to pick up her brother Jonathan, who has been here to visit his mom, who's been sick and in hospital. Jonathan is visiting from Calgary. He came in, I believe, on Thursday night or Friday morning or something. Friday morning, I believe, yes. And so he's been here for a couple of days and, visiting his mom to see how she's doing and encourage her to keep getting better. And so we took a visit down today, Leanne and I and Jonathan, before Jonathan headed back home to Calgary today. So we left for Halifax a little after 8 o'clock this morning, and we get down there and had a little visit with her. She seemed fairly tired today. Although she did talk a little bit at times. Hard to really judge her progress. I think she's been on some extra medications for pain and things, so she seemed maybe a little bit more confused than she has on other visits, but less confused than she has on some visits. She seemed less agitated than she does some days, but it just seems to change from day to day, so we don't really, have a consistent baseline to judge things on at this point. She seems to be doing well. They're, making progress. One thing I noticed today that I hadn't noticed yet is that she was sitting up in a chair when we arrived. So that's certainly a positive thing and an improvement, I think. She did end up back in bed shortly after we got there, but I thought that was a good thing. I also noticed that they've removed the drain from her head so there's obviously not a concern for excess fluids on her brain right now, so that's an improvement. So I think things are moving in the right direction, and from everything I've read, that healing from something like this is a slow, long process, and it's one of those things that we're going to have to just work our way through over the next several months or longer, and just keep hoping that things continue to improve slowly but surely, and things return to somewhat normal at some point. Anyways, we are dealing, pretty well. I'm really surprised how well Leanne is handling all this. It's certainly a very difficult situation for her. She's probably affected by it more than anyone else because, she's been here. She's been down to visit more times. She's, done more of the driving. She's done more of the contacting people. She's done a lot of things like that, and I really have to say kudos to her for doing all that and holding things together. It's certainly a big job, and we know that lots of people are concerned about Thora and worried about how she's doing, and we have in the past asked please refrain from visiting at this time. She's just not ready yet. Right now, that is still the message that we're sending out. She just really isn't ready for visitors, but we do hope that in the not too distant future that things will change enough that more people will be able to take some time to visit and things like that. But yeah, there's lots of things going on, but it is a slow process. So anyways, anybody who has anything that they want to say, you can leave your comments below. we try to, keep her in the loop with anything that we find out, anything that people that are asking about her and things like that. We would like to try to keep, as much information out there for you as we can, but it's not always possible to give you every piece of information, and we're letting you know, what we can when we can, and things like that. So be patient. Keep sending your positive vibes for her, and hopefully she'll continue to recover. So after that, part of the things that we did, some of the things that happened during the visit today is I did leave for a little while so that Jonathan and Leanne could have some time alone with their mom, and I had a few errands I wanted to run, so I did. I went to Mountain Equipment and picked up a pair of sandals that I want to use for my trip to Disney this summer. They're Keen Newport Hydro sandals. I gave them a little try tonight. I wore them for a walk in the park this evening, and they were very comfortable. I felt pretty good about them. I did find a little bit of rubbing on one of my toes towards the end, but I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to try to give them a few more opportunities, a few more tries, and try to get some good wear into them and get them, used to wearing them before I go to Disney. I think that they're going to be something that are going to be great for down there, getting around in the parks. They're waterproof, and so being wet and the puddles or rains and things shouldn't be a factor. So pretty keen to get those and get used to wearing those. So that was pretty exciting. I also stopped at Costco and picked up a few things before I headed back, and then I headed back to pick them up. After we left, we grabbed a burrito. Leanne introduced Jonathan to Burrito Jack's during his visit, which he seems to have loved. I think today was his fourth time having Burrito Jack's since he's been home. So I would say that qualifies as a success. So I enjoyed my burrito. As always, it was delicious. If you haven't tried Burrito Jack's and you're in an area that has a Burrito Jack's, I really think you need to. I know when I first heard of it, I was very skeptical as to whether this would be something I would enjoy. I had visions of the frozen, disgusting burritos that I think I tried a couple of times when I was a kid, and it is nothing like that. They're delicious and healthy and nutritious, and just real good. So anyways, check out Burrito Jack's if you haven't. Give it a try for sure. So when we get home tonight, or this afternoon I guess, we dropped off Jonathan at the airport and headed home. When we get home, Tamara and I decided to take Score for a short walk in the park, and I did try out my new Keen sandals, and they were quite nice. I felt pretty good about it, so I enjoyed wearing those. After that, we had some supper. Not the best, healthiest supper tonight. We were really kind of tired. Not sure why, but really tired tonight. And so we decided to grab some food at Greco. Got some oven subs and some garlic fingers, and that was our supper. Yeah. So after that, I was sitting on the couch, and Storm was snuggled in, and I was kind of trapped there because have you ever had a dog snuggling on your lap? It's really hard to move. You just don't like to interrupt their cuddle time. So we sat there for a good long time, and eventually I did have to interrupt him because I just needed to move, and he didn't seem to be ready yet. So I did interrupt his cuddle time. But I was really tired and lied down for a while. So I ended up skipping the gym tonight, just wiped right out, and really looking forward to heading to bed and getting some sleep. Hopefully this week won't be too bad at work. I'm not sure what all's going on this week. I do know that I don't have anything going on any evenings this week. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm hoping to get some things done, some different things done. So yeah, we'll see what happens. One other thing that I'll mention is we didn't have class tonight, mostly because the field was kind of soupy still. Took a look at it and it still looked quite mushy, and I just thought, you know what, it's just not a good idea. It'll be slippery for the dogs and bad for the field, and just not worth it. So we'll wait and see. Maybe we can have a class another night, or if not, we'll have class next week. So yeah, pretty excited about that. A couple of other things. I know yesterday was my 20-week update, which I thought was a pretty good milestone. I was feeling pretty good about that. A couple of things that I forgot to mention about that. One of the things I was talking about, some of the changes I've made over the last little while, and one of the other changes that I've made, probably going on for 8 weeks ago, I think it'll be 8 weeks on Thursday, is I stopped drinking pop. For the most part, I just drink water now. I occasionally have, some juice or something else. I have had a couple of raspberry lemonade from Tim Hortons lately, as a kind of a hot day treat, and I am enjoying those. So anyways, that was one of the things that I should have mentioned, I guess, in yesterday's video, and pretty excited about. One of the other things that did happen over this weekend, over this long weekend, was Blur qualified for AAC Agility Nationals. So over the next little bit, Tara and I have to sort of figure out if we're going to attend nationals this year or not. We're not 100% sure. We'll have to really weigh out the pros and cons of that and see, just what we want to do with that. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens there. So yeah, that's about it for tonight. Like I said, I'm not sure what all this week's going to throw at us, but we'll find out as time goes on, and that's about it. So if you have any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd also love it if you could hit that thumbs up, that like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to know that I have your support and you're out there watching. Anyways, that's it for tonight. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.